Hello, everybody. This is the Love Yourself Guru, and welcome to the Love Yourself TV. Today, we're going to be doing a video on how to simplify your life. So, the basic rules of life, the facts of life are simplicity equals happiness and inner peace, God willing, and complicated and complex equals unhappiness and unease. And when you join the Love Yourself movement, I think the first things that's on like the to-do list of loving yourself is really decluttering your life in every sense of the word and simplifying it, because you know, like your soul knows, that the more that you simplify your life, the easier, God willing, and the more beautiful and the more happy the journey and your existence here, God willing, God willing, God willing. So basically, a lot of people that really want to simplify their life, when they start loving themselves and want to simplify in their life, that they have quite a problematic, busy, basically experience, and they want to simplify it and make a hurricane into a cool breeze. Okay, so this video is basically how to make a hurricane into a cool breeze, God willing. So I actually advise, if you want to simplify your life, I advise starting with two things. Okay, and the first thing is to simplify your thoughts, and the second is to simplify your living environment. So we're going to go through both of them. Number one, simplifying your thoughts. Once you know, and we talk about it a lot on the Love Yourself channel, once you know that your roots are at the your thoughts are your roots. Your thoughts are at the root of everything. It simplifies life straight away. You know exactly where to go. If things aren't going your way, or if things aren't working out the way you want, you know that at the root of everything is your thoughts. So you go back to your thoughts, and you start to examine your thoughts and change your thoughts to change your reality, God willing. So at the root of everything is your thoughts. So if you want to simplify your life, you need to simplify your thoughts. And people that have very complex, complicated, a lot of thoughts, in most of the time have quite a difficult experience. So the goal really is to simplify your thoughts. Now you're probably thinking, well, that's a very good theory, but how do you simplify your thoughts? Again, there are a lot of methods on how to actually simplify thoughts, but this one that I actually use, and I find it really, really useful, is you cut out the story. Okay, you accept, and you are comfortable with what is, and you stop adding a story. Okay, I know you're not understanding what I'm saying at this moment in time, but it will. Listen to this example. So let's say there is on the coffee table in front of you, on the table in front of you, there is a cup of coffee. Okay, there's a cup of coffee, and you see the cup of coffee, and then you have the thought, oh, that's a cup of coffee. Not complicated, is it? Very simple. That thought is a very simple thought. It feels comfortable because you're just stating what is, right? You're not adding anything to it. Now, things become complicated when you begin adding a story to that cup of coffee. So you look at the cup of coffee. What is that's a cup of coffee. That's lovely. That feels comfortable. Now let's add the story. Oh, what if that cup of coffee falls? And if it falls, it's going to stay in the carpet. And if it stains the carpet, then the stain's going to be there forever. Or, I don't really like that cup. But it reminds me of that person. That person did this and he did that. And you go into this whole big story all over. You just change what is. What is there's a cup of coffee on the table, but you make that experience of what is, the coffee cup being on the table, very uncomfortable with the story that you add onto it. So it's really getting yourself, simplifying your life is when you're simplifying your thoughts, and it's really getting comfortable with looking at what is and seeing what is, how it is, with no story. Okay, so let's do another example. Another example would be, let's say you're invited to a party, and then there's somebody there, and she or he, let's correlate, she or he says, oh, you don't look very nice today. And so if you were to, let's use that example, if you were to simplify your thoughts and simplify your life and look at what is, when she said, you don't look very nice today, or you're not looking very nice today, well, that's just an opinion, isn't it? That's her opinion. It doesn't make it right. It doesn't make it wrong. That's just her opinion. That is exactly what is in that scenario. It is just opinion was given to you. That's it. It's not your reality. It's just an opinion. Now, where it becomes complicated and painful is when you add a story, and the story is, well, you know, how dare she, or I knew she never liked me, and what if everybody else didn't like what I was wearing as well, and everybody's staring at me. You just add all these stories to what is. Another example, I remember, God rest her soul, when my mum passed away. It was a painful experience, a very, very painful experience. I'm not trying to eliminate the pain. There are times in your life where you do experience painful experiences. But what I noticed was, within the first few days when she passed away, I noticed that my mind was always trying to add stories, and the stories made it excruciatingly pain. And so I realized that my mind was doing that, and I stopped adding the stories. So the reality of what is was that my mum passed away. That's going to hurt me. It is going to hurt me. But where is she? My mum, where is she? She's with her creator. She's in the most beautiful, she's in the best hands and the most beautiful place ever. She's gone back to her creator. So as soon as I eliminated all the stories that my mind was throwing at me, and I focused on what is, was that my mum, God rest her soul, is with her creator. God rest her, she's in the best hands ever. There was still pain there, but it didn't get out of control. I could go through the grieving process without my mind adding these extra stories. You see what I mean? So it's really simplifying your life, is really getting used to simplifying your thoughts. So always look at what is and don't add a story to it. And I promise you, it's such a nice way to live. Is you simplify, everything becomes easier because your thoughts are easier and there's no extra stories and extra complications. So that's number one, is to simplify your thoughts, God willing. And number two, to simplify your life, to change this hurricane way of living into a cool breeze, God willing, is to really simplify your surroundings. And that means to really declutter your surroundings. And I've talked about this before, but tried and tested. Only try to have what you need and what you use. Anything extra over time, okay, even if it's one or two things, over time, those one or two things will become 3 or 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You'll just have a house full of all this clutter that you don't use. Over time, that will actually clutter your subconscious and clutter your thoughts, and it will just clutter you. You'll just feel you won't feel free. You'll feel very constrained and very heavy. And so really, if you want a simple life, is to declutter. Really declutter your environment, and the simpler and less cluttered your environment, the more peace, honestly, inner peace you'll experience, God willing. So those are my two, they're the two things that I would start with to simplify your life. They're the two major things, and you will find, God willing, a really, really, really big change in the way you live your life, God willing, a positive change. So number one is to simplify your thoughts. How do you simplify your thoughts? Is that you look at what is and you don't add a story. What is what is. Okay? You just get into the habit of training yourself to just see what is as it is. That's it. Number two is simplify your environment. Really simplify and declutter your living space, God willing. I love you loads. We finished this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any comments or any questions, kindly put them below. Kindly subscribe to my channel and click on the like button if you liked it, the video. And have a brilliant, beautiful, most amazing, simple, loving day.